Okay, so this is the best omelette recipe you can make. It's the grilled cheese omelette. So after 120 years of meditating in the Himalayan mountains, I came up with this recipe because I wanted to answer the question of what's the best amount of eggs you can eat in a day to optimize your testosterone? And the obvious answer is 12, just like there's 12 seasons in a year, like there's 12 apostles in the Bible. So, and then I in my quest to develop a recipe which actually allows you to eat 12 eggs a day, I developed this. So we're gonna make 6. This is to be consumed twice a day. And it took me another 120 years of like perfecting the recipe. So what you're gonna need is this. And yeah, this recipe took me to like 1,500 nanograms per deciliter. So when it comes to the facilities, before we start, now this, if you have a big dick, if you have a big dick, this is what you do. So on an empty stomach, to get like a tremendous boost of serotonin, you want a glass of kefir, right? This is before you start, so it starts kicking in. And it's very important that it's on an empty stomach. What do I use? This one, right? Okay, I'm gonna use this one. Right, there we go. Like half a glass is fine. Now, when it comes to the facilities, you're going to need this. This is like a stainless steel bowl or like an aluminum bowl. You don't want to do plastic because it's like bad for testosterone and stuff. You're going to need like a mixer and 2 whiskers, or like your hand whisker, right? But like if you have good facilities, then you have this. Then you're also going to need now this is extremely important. It's not Teflon, but it's ceramic pan, so it's non-stick, but it's not Teflon, with one of these flat, this is dirty too, but like who gives a fuck, one of these dirty lids that you're going to put on top, and then I'm going to show you the process, whatever. So this is here, and yeah, and that's about it. This is all you're going to need. And oh yeah, when it comes to like the spices and stuff, you're going to need, where's that? Fucking hell, bro. There we go. So you're going to need some oregano, right? This is the only herb we're going to use. Oregano, right? Oregano. Then we're going to need some pepper, and we're going to need some salt. There we go. So oregano, pepper, and salt. Obviously, we're going to need some butter. So let's pull that off. We're going to need some butter. Tremendous. And we're going to need some cheese as well. So as you can see, like, I don't fuck around. So I have this big ass fucking tremendous block of cheese, but you know, it depends on how serious you are with this shit. Oh yeah, you're also gonna need a cheese grater, there you go. Because you're gonna have to grate the cheese somehow, right? Because it's a grilled cheese omelette. So, oh, and when it comes to like stuff you can put on top, now that's optional, but if you wanna make the taste a bit better, you can use this. This is Tabasco, this is the best like hot sauce. And as you can see, I don't fuck around, I have the biggest option. And then this is like a yogurt with some like garlic and stuff and some herbs. It's, you know, it's good stuff. Okay, so let's start with, like I said, we're gonna do 6 eggs. So we're gonna crack the eggs inside of the bowl. That's 1. That's 2. There you go. Fucking hell. And that's 3. That's 4. And you might be wondering, why is 6 the magical number for this? Because when it's more than 6, it actually doesn't come out done that good, because like it's too much eggs in the pan and stuff. And then pan doesn't like that. Okay, so we've done 6. Now you're gonna wash your hands because this is like dirty and stuff. Okay. And before you whisk, even if you whisk with a hand whisker, you want to put this, you want to start cooking, heating. How the fuck do you put this on? There you go. This is like an induction oven, so this is like the gay stuff, you know what I mean? Actually, let's put this one on. The biggest one, right? This one, 0, boom. Okay, so this is starting to heat up. We're gonna need a knob of butter. Okay, tremendous. So you need a knife as well, obviously. You know, it depends how, you know, how much of a caveman you are, but also you're gonna need a fork and a knife to eat it. So a nice, like, not too much because it's ceramic, but like a nice amount. Do you know what I mean? Like a decent amount. And just put that in the middle. It's gonna, you know, it's already melting. In fact, you can turn this shit down to like number 2. Yeah, fucking hell, this is quite intense. Okay, this is gonna do its job. Now let's mix this up. So we need to insert these 2 mixers in. Boom. Of course. That. Now we're gonna need some spices. So pepper. I like to put a lot of pepper. Come here, babes. Like, you know, a lot of pepper because it's tremendous. And that's about right. Okay. Hold on a second. When it comes to the salt, it's kind of like this is the good amount. This is obviously like the best salt, right? Himalayan sea salt with iodine and everything. I don't even know if they have like fucking seas in the Himalayas, but I think so. And oregano, that's also like to taste, so not too much because we don't want it to be overpowering. Okay, good. So let's start mixing this shit up. Obviously maximum mix. As you can see, the bubbles are slowly starting to disappear. This is a nice consistency. Now we're gonna go back to the oven. We're gonna put this on maximum heat for a little bit, right? Let's like make the butter go everywhere on the pan. Tremendous. There we go. And let's put that on top. Boom. In. By the way, if anyone knows Gordon Ramsay, like hit him up with this video because maybe he's gonna take some lessons. There we go. Okay, after, you know, a couple of seconds, etc., we're gonna put this down to quite a small heat, and then we're gonna start grating the cheese. I'm gonna get ready for the grating process. Okay, now that the pan is heated to a nice amount, we can like put it down to, you know, medium high, not medium high, medium low, something like that, so it doesn't, you know, overcook and stuff. And just leave it there for, you know, it takes practice. Obviously, I have 120 years of experience with this, so like I know how it, you know, I just know intuitively, but with time you'll also get it. Now we're gonna grate the cheese. So we need this cheese grater right here. Obviously, as you can see, like this is the best option. This is the best facility for that. So this is what we're gonna use. And just grate, you know, I obviously do it according to intuition, but it's like 100 grams of cheese thereabouts, you know. This really is a game changer. If you've been eating eggs for years without this and you start implementing grilled cheese, you know, there's nothing better. And as you know, eggs is one of the most important foods you can eat. So, as you can see with these big ass cheeses, it's quite difficult to grate it. So you need some technical expertise, but you can obviously get a smaller cheese, which is just a, you know, cut basically this just a piece of it, but take it whole, don't take it in slices, and then you can grate it. Okay, that's maybe a bit more. And that'll do. Make sure the cheese has like exited the grater, so you don't, you know, leave any like dry cheese on top. And yeah, this is more or less the quantity we're going to use for the omelette to make it nice and crusty. It's quite a lot, obviously. Maybe it's even more than 100 grams. Okay. Let me just clear this. Now, let's see how this is going. This needs a bit more time. Let's see if it's already firm. Yeah, it's nice and firm. Well, it's starting to get firm. There we go. Right, then I'll update you once it's ready to be, once the cheese is ready to be put on top. Okay, so once you see the little edges starting to become done, right? This is nice and done. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna turn this to maximum heat. This is a crucial step. If you fuck this up, it's not gonna come the way it's supposed to. And at the same time, we're gonna put the cheese on top and allow it to not melt on top, but like kind of stick to the omelette. So then it's much easier to flip it. At this point, it's nice to open your windows because you're gonna get a shit ton of grilled cheese smell in your house, and some people are disturbed by it, but other people aren't, so maybe you just don't give a fuck about these people. There you go. Okay, so the cheese on top, you want to try to spread it evenly, right? It starts smoking because the temperature is high. Let's close the lid for just literally for like a minute. Okay, so there you go. Okay. There we go, there we go. Okay, that'll do. Like usually you want to wait a bit more, but I'm in kind of a rush. Now this is the most important part. The reason why you want a lid like this and not one of these like concave one, convex, whatever the fuck, is because this is how you can actually flip an omelet without flipping the omelet, right? So you put this on top of the lid like so, right? Put the pan back on the most, you know, fucking hell, on the biggest flame, and now when you flip, well, no, it's tremendous. Now, boom, just throw it on top. This is how it's done without flip. You can flip, but I know how to flip. I've been doing this for 120 years, but
I do it better.
Exactly. So now this is the way we do it. You don't need the lid on top. As you can see, the coloring is tremendous. It's not burnt. There's no black bits. It's nice and brown. It's the way it's supposed to be. You can see the pepper. You can see all the little like oregano and stuff. There we go. And now we just wait. This is like, this process takes maybe a minute, maybe 2 minutes. So yeah, let's. I'll show you how it looks like when it's done. Okay, so look at this. We're basically done. You know, it's intuition, but the sides are starting to get nice and crusty on top. Now this is another very important step. When you have your little plate, you want to put your plate on top of the omelet. This is extremely crucial. If you try to do it like this, the cheese part is going to get all soggy, and nah, you don't want to do this stupidity. Just trust me, this is the way that you do it. So you want to put the plate on top. Let's turn off the gas so that we don't forget to do it later. Boom, flip it like this, and there we go. So yeah, there's a little bit more browning here, but the cheese is nice and hard. It's nice and like it's grilled, right? So it changed. It's crispy, it's tremendous. Now let's give it a taste. So I've prepared the setup here. Now, so like I said, there's Tabasco, there's, you know, there's like yogurt and everything. Fucking hell. It's got to be one of the best omelets ever made. Now I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.